Hey peeps, Amma here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your very first time here, a very warm welcome. I'm so excited for today's video because it marks the end of a successful entrepreneur series I've been running. It's been an awesome 6 weeks showcasing emerging entrepreneurs. I simply cannot thank you all enough for joining me on this journey. I must say, I've been inspired through this journey. I hope you've been also inspired and are considering starting your own business if you don't have one yet, or are thinking of growing your business if you already have one. In as much as the Entrepreneur series was inspiring, it was also thought-provoking. If you don't want to miss any of my thought-provoking conversations going forward, be sure to subscribe to my channel as well as clicking that bell icon so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Enjoy this last edition. By Tasneem Arend, who has interest in small businesses and is currently running the Lilac Ladies Pamper parties, and she's also a founder of the Winged Tutoring. Thank you so much, Tasneem, for creating the time for today's conversation.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Can you tell us about your businesses, or maybe today we can just focus on the Lilac Ladies Pamper Party, and when did you start, and why did you start it? What was the motivation for it, and why the name is such an a very appealing name?
So the story about this company is actually I took it over from one of my friend's moms in high school, and she created the company because she found that there weren't work opportunities for high school learners or younger adults, older teens, I guess, to work and earn a decent wage. So her idea was to create this pamper party company for her girls to work, and one of her daughters was my friend, so I ended up working for the company, and then took over in 2017. Decided to keep the name because it felt like a legacy that I was adding on to.
Absolutely. So what motivated you to get your friend's mom sell it to you? What was the inspiration behind that?
I've always been someone who pushes myself, maybe a bit too much sometimes, maybe a bit too ambitious. And she said she was going to sell the company because at the time we were graduating high school, going on to university, and her daughter was going to Grahamstown, her other daughter was working somewhere else. And she decided she's going to sell. Said, would I be interested? And I was like, well, why not? Why not? Let's just do it. Take on another adventure and see how it goes. And here we are 4 years later. 4 years later
now. So what exactly do you do? Obviously the name kind of says it all, pamper parties.
So we pamper from age, let's say 3 and up. We've launched adult services, which is still taking off. At the moment it's mostly females. So we have kiddies parties where we do facials, nails. They get a chance at the foot spa, which is quite exciting. We have some party activities, so making bath salts during the water crisis, not as popular, and we added in slime making then. So we're always coming up with new things to add into our parties. We also then launched an adult services for bridal showers, baby showers, just get pampered. So there's more, like there's massages, and then we kind of customize to the client's needs. So whatever you want, we'll find it, and then customize to your need.
How can people interested in using your services? I mean, you mentioned that there's some adult services as well, which I'll be keen to try. I know you guys offer awesome children pampering. I mean, I used you guys for my daughter's 10th birthday party, and I must say I was a very satisfied client, and that's why I decided, let me come and interview you and just give you that exposure. But I was very happy. My daughter was also very happy. You made her 10th birthday very memorable. She still remembers it like it happened yesterday. But then how can people who are interested to use your services get hold of you?
I think it's very difficult not to find us. We are on Google, we have a website, we have a Facebook page, a Facebook profile, an Instagram page, and WhatsApp and email. So just Google Lilac Ladies Pamper Parties. We also, that's our email address, lilacladiespamperparties@gmail.com, and you'll find us. Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you go.
So, sounds like you guys are well publicized. How did you get to do that? Like, what does it take to be so well publicized? What do you need to do? Just maybe some tips for people who are thinking of starting their own businesses. You know, how can one go about promoting their businesses or marketing their business?
So I have no business background, paper-wise, at all, and everything that I've learned has come from these companies. So it started by making mistakes and then learning from them. At the moment, there are a lot of free resources online that you can use to check out what the new algorithms are on Instagram. Look at YouTube, what marketing techniques to use now, and then there's always new videos for 2020, 2021. So at the moment, we do a lot of like free marketing, posting in Facebook groups, posting on Gumtree, Instagram, trying to keep a regular posting consistency. Kind of died down a bit with lockdown, but just post once in a while, show that you're there, get people to engage with your posts, and just try and, I think word of mouth is the best for us.
Right.
So
word of mouth.
When you give your service to someone or give your product, you want them to tell other people.
Yes. So how do you make sure they tell other people? What do you tell them?
I think it's more what I tell our girls who go work at the parties. It is so important to make the clients feel like we really care. We do really care. We want this party to be special. It's a birthday party. It's a special event. So for our girls, they need to make sure that they're doing that. And then the client, we obviously would love feedback. So we now have a feedback form. Get the client to find out what did you like, where did you hear from us. The where did you hear from us is great, because then we know where to push more of our marketing services.
Because they tell you which site is actually generating clients for you, then you focus on it more. Amazing, that's a really nice tip.
Yeah, so then you can track what's happening. So as like a founder or a manager, rather admin and marketing, you can then see where to put your energy and maybe what's not getting as much attention and focus on improving that as well.
True, it's very important. Like, it gives you that a nice reflection and what to do to generate more clients. Love that. You mentioned earlier a little bit about the COVID-19 pandemic. I know that everybody was affected by it in one way or another. How did the pandemic affect you, and what strategies have you put in place to still bring value to your clients during this period and maintain your business?
So I think in the initial shutdown, everyone was a bit worried. We had 2 parties booked, like very close up to shutdown, both of them cancelled. And I think for the safety of the clients and safety of my girls, it's very important. So we've put in place COVID-19 protocols. So everyone at the party needs to be wearing a mask. If, for example, when we're doing facials or doing makeup, we get the girls to wear a face shield on top of their mask. Always with makeup and with all of the materials, rather, each person gets their own. So we're limiting contact or shared contact between items. And then, as what would happen in a shop, your temperature gets taken at the start of the party. We have now created a Google form which parents or clients can fill in, just keeping track of if there was contact, and if anything happens with our girls or with the client, we can then let the whoever worked know, or the clients know, please keep a lookout. So we are taking our precautions, keeping things distance as much as possible. If the event is outside, even better. But inside we'll open all windows, open enough for ventilation. It's been a tough COVID-19 period.
Absolutely.
But it's getting better.
Because it's starting to ease the restrictions now.
And I think there's also this fear that people had that has been taken away. As long as we're doing the best to take our precautions, clients are doing the best to take their precautions, then we can sort of carry on with a normal, just with our precautions.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's like the new normal now. So we just have to learn to live within the situation. Because it's all really just beyond our control now. We can't fight it. We just have to adapt and move on. Absolutely. Why should people even consider getting into business? I mean, like you decided to buy this company, and you're also a founder of the Winged Tutoring. Why do you think it's important to be in business?
You know what, I think when you choose any product or service, it's best to go with a small business, because you know that there's the passion behind it is still big. So for everyone who's in my company and I generally like to employ older high school students, younger students who don't have opportunities to earn more than minimum wage if they're not in retail.
Yes.
So when you support our services, you are supporting individuals who are now first-time employees. They are gaining the experience. Not to say that they're going in the job not knowing what to do. We train them really well. But you're supporting someone's dream. It could be I'm going to buy a car. It could be I'm paying for university. It could be I want to travel, whatever it is. So you're supporting someone's dream. And what's nice about both Lilac Ladies and Wing Tutoring is that it's the behind the scenes team, myself, my admin, my marketer, we work really well together, and it's a close, almost like family. We really care about what's going on. We check in with the other one, and there's a lot of care and time taken into your inquiry. So tutoring, Lilac Ladies, what you are, so we put a lot of thought into it. We put a lot into creating your package.
Lovely. So in other words, venturing into business really contributes to developing the economy, because you guys are now hiring people, and so by us using your businesses, we are putting some form of money for you to be able to pay those that need the money, because you're creating employment. So I really like that. So it's quite important to think about being in business. I mean, especially now with so many people losing their jobs, and so by being your own boss, in a way, I think you're helping to employ people as those that probably lost their jobs.
And that was a huge thing for me, for both Pamper parties and tutoring. It's just giving people an opportunity to gain that first experience. This is my first real interview, even though it's not a real interview, but this is sort of now when they go to the next one, they have something to fall back on. It's when I apply for other jobs, I have a reference to fall back on. I have some experience to fall back on. And even though it's very part-time, because obviously Pamper parties usually happen on weekends, we can't have 700 parties on a weekend. We can do 5, 6 on a day, depending on the times. But then these students, which is usually students or first-time moms or whoever, have the opportunity to do other things in the week.
Which is really nice. Gives you that flexibility. I like the part where you say it gives you something to fall back on, especially on job experience. Because when you're applying for those official jobs, they also want to see what have you done in terms of work experience. And it's really nice. Like, let's say I'm a student, I can get to take this up part-time. And then when I'm done with my university, then I can actually say, oh yeah, I did some work during my university years. So I like that part.
And it's also, sometimes it's not about what you do, but the skills that you get from what you do. So working with kids, working with people, like being able to do teamwork, leading, there's a lot of social skills involved, and that's what you want to tell your future employees about.
Because they want that. Those are very critical skills. They are needed. You need those. Whatever job you do, you need those things. I'm sure there's a bit of multitasking as well. I remember when I broke my daughter, when you guys were showering my daughter and her friends on her 10th birthday, you guys were always kept on your feet with those children, but you kept going with the program, and everything went out, everything was done perfectly. There was a lot of multitasking needed there, and so amazing.
And staying calm under pressure.
True.
And everyone loves that. All your employers will love that. Are you able to stay calm in a stressful situation? Pretty much yes. You work with kids who are unpredictable.
True. What are some of the things which someone who's thinking of starting a business during this period, the COVID-19 period, consider or prioritize?
So that's an interesting question, because when you start a business, it's usually from a place of passion. And let's say my passion was washing cars, for example. And it could possibly work, but what you need to do is you need to find a need and you need to fill it. So if there are 10 car washes in your neighborhood, it's going to be really difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. You need to obviously find your angle that makes you different.
Like your niche.
Your niche, and also like just your unique standpoint. So if there are many Pamper Party companies, what makes Lilac Ladies different to those? Why should I go with them over someone else? But also thinking about now, we still don't have all of the people back at work needing to go out, needing to wash their cars.
Yes.
So you need to find something that people need where they are now. Lilac Ladies Pamper Parties has struggled a bit during lockdown because there's not a lot of people having birthday parties, there's not a lot of people having events.
True.
We're now getting bookings for small parties, which is better, so 5 to 10, still spaced out, can
for
still
social
manage it, for
distancing.
social distancing, for safety.
Yeah.
So when you're going to start a business, first think about what is going to work right now, and then not only what's going to work right now, but what is going to be sustainable for the future.
Going forward.
I think the second thing is you need to make sure you maintain your precautions. You don't want to get in trouble, you don't want a client to complain and then you get shut down. So make sure with whatever you're doing, you are maintaining your precautions. So if you are making food, if you are baking, you need to know that in your kitchen, you are taking precautions, everything in your kitchen is taking precautions. And then also it's going to be difficult to do a lot of word of mouth if it's something that requires, so a service, for example, so pamper parties, not a lot of people are going to go, oh, I want to have a birthday party. If it's, and I've seen a lot of bakers come up during lockdown, there's a lot of baking services. So you need to, when you sell your product...
Wait, why is that? Why do you think that's the case? Why is a lot of baking businesses now coming out with the pandemic and lockdown?
On one hand, at the start of lockdown, the trend was to bake different things every day.
True.
On the other hand, I think it's such an easy business to start at home.
Yes.
You in your kitchen, you have your stove, you have your oven, you have your microwave. Generally, a lot of people have like 1 or 2 baking things. And then it's just, the cost isn't that high to start either. So if I'm going to bake cookies, and cookies are going to be my thing, I'm going to just get the ingredients that I need, cost it, and then I make a batch of cookies, which is maybe, let's say, 24 cookies. You can immediately sell those and make your profit. So I think that it's a business that has a low startup cost, and you can get your profit much quicker. And that's what you want. When you start a business, look at your startup cost and look at when you will be, what's the word, breaking even with that and starting to make a profit. So in general with businesses, well, from experience and I've watched a few podcasts, I like YouTube videos, because I don't have that piece of paper backing me.
So you're always on your feet trying to get new information.
You want to be figuring it out and be at the forefront of where we are now, because things change all the time. Just on that, for example, the Instagram algorithm, right now, what you need is people need to comment with 4 words or more. You need it to be saved, you need it to be shared, and then more people will see your post if that happens. So it's not just about likes anymore, and because this changes so often, you need to keep up with it.
So I'm learning as well. I'm learning as well.
So just so when there's usually some free talks, and they always, with a freebie, you get a freebie, and then you actually want to try to get people to buy something else. So I'll do a free talk for an hour, or I've watched free talks that are there for an hour. But actually they are selling their masterclass series at a huge discount. And if you buy the discount by this date, it will be there. Otherwise you lose opportunity for a discount. So if you're going to run a giveaway, for example, you need to look at how am I going to convert whatever
into prop. Yes.
So a lot of the you get a lot of followers, but then all those followers sit there and you actually need them to be clients. So there's a lot of things to consider with business. It's not as easy as I'm opening a business, I'm selling this product, because you need to keep growing. And that's where the challenge lies. It takes dedication, patience, and hard work. And you're not just gonna
innovation.
And innovation.
I mean, especially now with the pandemic, and like you said earlier on, things are changing. The world we're living in is constantly changing, and so you also need to constantly see how to keep up with your businesses during the changing times. And I like your tips. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely gonna use them.
I'm glad. I just want, you know what, I believe that if one person wins, we all win. So there's no point in beating another business down by not giving them
I like that. Supporting each other, let's have each other's back. And that's exactly what I do on this channel, to create unity, to create change, and just togetherness. So thanks a lot for coming, and I really, really hope these tips are going to help someone. What are some of the worst case scenarios that people that are thinking of starting a business, or that people that are in business should expect to encounter?
There's always worst case scenarios. You think you've dealt with some of them, and then there's new ones coming up. So, for example, I think one of the biggest challenges for me is because I'm employing a lot of young people, first-time jobs, first time in the workforce, things like you need to read your contract, people don't do that. Yeah. And then they come back and they're like, no, but I'm not doing this, it's whatever. And I'm like, but did you read your contract? And it will be like, no, but that's not right. But are you consulting a lawyer? And I think that's the biggest fear for me, is that people are very easy to talk without actually consulting someone who knows. So when you consult a lawyer, because if you're starting a business, make a friend with a lawyer, make a friend with an accountant.
The accounting part is also very important. Yeah, because then that's when you get to see how your money is going, and you need those basic skills, and just to have someone to fall back on, to just ask for advice when you need it. It's important,
because things can go very wrong very quickly. With these companies employing young individuals, sometimes the reliability is not there. Sometimes we are dropped on the morning of a party, which is why there's always backups. I believe you need to always have a backup plan. So if someone drops on the morning of your party, you won't know. We will know. We will stress, but when we arrive at the party, everything is fine.
It's fine, because you have the backup. You can still deliver the services. Because then you don't want to call your client and say, sorry, I can't come because my workers are not showing up. You don't want that.
Yeah, and that's the next thing, is when you make a bad impression on a client, that's your reputation. So, and clients are very quick to type or spread bad news about you, but when you ask for good reviews, it's more relaxed. So I just want to encourage everyone, please go review small businesses, go review anyone to help them grow, because there's that one experience that someone has, and you don't know if it was the company, you don't know if it was that person, and then they quickly smash down this company, but there's been like hundreds of other people who've really enjoyed the service that just hasn't put it out there.
Absolutely, I agree with you. The importance of reviewing is really, really it helps small business owners, because I do my Amma and Peeps clothing, the cups and the t-shirts with a small business owner, and I didn't know much about him until I went on the Google reviews, and then I got to know exactly how his services were. But I knew that from other people who wrote. If nobody else wrote about that, I was not going to know, and I was probably not going to give him a try, because no one is saying anything about him. So I know how important reviewing can be. I mean, I'm going to use this example. I know it's not a small business, but Take a Lot, for example. With Take a Lot, I buy my things because of what people are saying. So that's why it's always good to review. And so another tip that I could say, I know it's not my room yet. It's not my room yet. Thank you for giving me the platform. But it's always good to push your clients to just write that review. Just push them in a polite way, because it really does magic. I know Take a Lot also pushes it pushes me, I'm the client, and I always get emails saying, please just review. And they will say, we'll give you a gift. They even send a chance to win something by just reviewing, because people buy what they're seeing about you, what they're reading about you, and how other clients were happy about your products.
That's a great idea, actually. Like an incentive to review. Because it's not that we get bad feedback, like everyone writes it down on our feedback form, but just to get that online, like just to get it out there, and it's such an easy step. You just go on Facebook, it's a quick, I'm giving you 4 stars, I'm giving you 3 stars, you can say I loved it. That's all we need.
Yes, that's it, exactly. Wow. I feel like I'm in business 101 here. I'm learning quite a lot. To my last question, which you've kind of touched a lot on them, the general do's and don'ts in business, especially for small business owners. What do's and don'ts do you want to share with them?
Don't go into business with friends or family just because they're friends or family. It's very, very important to go into business with people who are, it doesn't have to be like-minded, but that you need to be able to debate about whatever it is you decide. So for example, with the Pamper Party company, if we want to launch a new package, or we want to change the website or whatever, if I have an opinion about how it needs to look and someone else has an opinion about how it needs to, we need to be able to chat about it and make a decision that's not going to leave someone feeling like they're holding a grudge, and then they take it out on the business.
True. That's
so
generous.
If you're going into business with a business partner, and there's been many cases where the partner or where one of the partners creates like a riff and then tries to do in the business, that could be a huge, that's a huge like worst case scenario.
Yeah,
that's a huge worst case scenario. So when you're looking to go into business with someone or whoever on your team even, so these companies I've started as like a sole proprietor, run myself, and when I bring someone on as admin and marketing, you really need to get to know the person. It's more for me, it's not really about how much experience you have, how many skills you have. It's about what is your personality, how do you work with people, how do you conflict manage.
Conflict management, very important.
So find out who is this person that you're going into business with. Can I have a conversation with them about something we disagree about?
True. Wow. Choose your business partners wisely there.
Choose your business partners, choose your employees.
Wisely.
Do research. Do lots of research, but don't research without doing.
Absolutely.
There's so many people who, like I have a friend, she's on Instagram, My Pretty Little Mood. She does nails and she is such a thinker. She thinks, she research, and she just needs this little push
just to get started.
Yeah, so she launched, I think last year, end of 2020, and she's been doing really well. But it took that push to just get going. Started, and I think the scariest part is to start. So I'm the opposite. Maybe a little bit to my detriment sometimes, but I never show it. Like if someone offers me a challenge or a new opportunity, I'm like, even if I know nothing about it. When I took on the businesses, no business experience, no management, nothing.
I love that.
Let's just do it.
I love that because you learn on the go as well. You learn on the move. You learn while you're in it, and that's the best way to grow. I mean, when I started my YouTube channel, I must say I knew nothing about YouTube, about even video recording, and at some point I asked myself, how do YouTubers keep their cameras there? Do they have someone holding it for them? Like seriously, and if you watch my first few videos, I promise you're gonna see nightmare there. I was horrible, but I was learning as I was going, and my daughter keeps saying, leave those horrible videos there. People need to see how you've grown. And so I totally agree with you. Actually, I feel you when you say you just jump on it. It's really good because sometimes we want to be perfect until we start and you'll be waiting for the right time. When is going to be the right time? It's never going to come. The right time is now.
So you can't be perfect. Like you can try your best. I mean, from my first taking over, I tried my best, and my best just got better. You just get better with experience. So you learn from your mistake. Okay, so in this party, it wasn't so smooth, or the client said this. So next time we're gonna do this, and that's how you grow and you get better. So research, but do, and then get known. Tell your friends and family, support small businesses. For friends and family, please support small businesses. Please don't haggle our prices. Like we are the people who can't go to bulk places and say, listen, I'm gonna buy 20,000 Rand worth of stock so I can get it at a reduced price. No, we have to be resourceful until we get there. So there's a lot of people who haggle small businesses.
They shouldn't do that.
That's like I said earlier, those profits are not going towards big corporations, they're going towards someone's dream. They're going towards the little things that count.
So they should really not do that. Because I mean, I know a lot of people, they're always saying, can I have a discount? Can I have a discount? Like, okay, why don't you go to big businesses and ask for a discount? Because they're not affected by, they're not affected. They can even give it to you for free, they won't be affected. But me as a small business owner, the little thing that you're taking away from me, it's probably, that's all that I have. And so you can't take away the last thing that I have. It needs to be sold and at the price that I've put. Because, so I feel you.
And just on the discounts, like, I find that a lot of clients just ask for discounts because they can. Like, just to try. I'm just going to try and ask for a discount. So, if I take 2 sessions, can I get a discount? Not that I can't afford to pay at full price, but I'm just going to try a discount. So, you need to kind of make a script of how to value yourself and your prices. So instead of going discount, you know what I'm going to do, because I obviously know my company best. So I know where, and that's another do. Know where your money's coming from, know where it's going, know your costs. Know this before you sell your service. Because one of the mistakes that I made initially was down the line I realized actually we're not making a profit, we're making a loss. There's parties, But clearly what I'm putting in and the money that I'm putting in and the money that's being taken out, it's not profiting me. So know that before you start. But then with discounts, so what I would do is instead of giving a discount, I'm going to give you a freebie. So if you don't have foot spas on your package, I'm going to add that to your package. If it's a kiddies package, I'm going to give the dress up box.
Okay, so that's better than a discount.
Because when you ask me for a discount, I have to go, okay, who's getting paid less?
Oh, I see. Because now it's taking off from your employees.
Who's getting paid less? Is petrol going to be covered? Is the cost of the materials going to be covered? Is the business going to make a little something? Because, and I think that's another important thing for small businesses, pay yourself and the business separately. You need to know, so I advise opening a new bank account, not your bank account. So this is a business bank account. It can still be a personal account, but in your head know that that's for your business.
Yes.
And when all the money goes in there at the end of the month or whenever, you pay your admin, you pay your marketing, you pay whoever, pay yourself and leave money in the business. Because when things go wrong, you don't want to have to take out of your own money.
True.
It needs to be business money. So when the business has no money to renew the website, for example, that's business money.
You don't want to mix it up with your personal money.
Whereas if it's in my personal account,
it's all just been mixed up.
Yes, and you pay, and then you're like, but why is my account getting less if I'm getting all these streams?
True. Okay, I see.
And it's going into a business that's actually failing. So that's another one you have to really think about.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I think this was awesome. Tasneem, thank you so much for sharing this. I really hope people get inspired and people learn from it and people act, because that's the whole point of this series, is to get people starting their own businesses, or help them to also just maintain their businesses during these trying times. So thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I just want to end by just letting them know where to find us. So Lilac Ladies Pamper Parties, you can check us on Instagram, you can check us on Facebook. We have a website. We are on Gmail, so it's just lilacladiespamperparties@gmail.com. And the same for my tutoring company. We are on Instagram, Winged Tutoring, like wings. And that's it. Thank you so much for having me.